What's going on, guys? Sam Adams here, and today we're going to be talking about miniaturized versions of classic consoles that have been increasing in popularity over the course of the past couple of years. Of course, Nintendo officially kicked off the trend with the NES Classic Edition, following that with the SNES Classic Edition. However, PlayStation is now getting into the game with the PlayStation Classic set to come out on December 3rd of 2018. In addition to that, Sega has confirmed that the Mega Drive Mini is going to be coming out in 2019, and for those that don't know what the Mega Drive is, you might be from a different part of the world, you might know it as the Sega Genesis. Now, people are also talking about rumors of the N64 Classic Edition, which could be announced at some point next year if rumors are to be believed. Of course, we don't know that much yet, but these are not new concepts here. Miniaturized versions of classic consoles have been around for a while. Of course, they aren't officially licensed and sometimes can be kind of janky, but this is simply a trend that is beginning to pick up some steam. To kind of break down the trend, the NES Classic Edition has 30 games packaged into a very small form factor. Of course, these do require less memory, so you can pack more games in, as you will see as time goes on. The number of games does tend to drop a little bit, but it does include stuff like Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, Pac-Man, Mega Man 2, Donkey Kong, and many more, Dr. Mario being my favorite if I do say so myself. On top of that, the SNES Classic Edition has 20 games. As you can see, the number has dropped, but those do include Super Mario World, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Star Fox, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Super Mario Kart, and other crowd favorites. Now, the PlayStation Classic does package in 20 games, but they're a little bit different because we don't exactly know all of them at the time of making this video. In fact, 5 have been announced. You have Final Fantasy VII, Jumping Flash, Ridge Racer Type 4, Tekken 3, and Wild Arms. It is very unfortunate that they didn't release the full list to kind of hype people up. Of course, I'm sure we'll hear more about these games over the coming months. However, that's pretty much what you've got as of right now. Now, when it comes to the Sega Mega Drive Mini, it's a little bit different than your PlayStation Classic or your NES Classic Edition because it's not being developed by Sega themselves. It is being developed by AtGames. Now, for those that don't know about AtGames, they developed the Sega Flashback console, which is one of those janky Walmart consoles that we talked about earlier. On top of that, the Mega Drive has been pushed back to 2019 to kind of satisfy a global release. So you're going to be getting a Mega Drive in the locations where it was a Mega Drive and a Genesis Mini where it was a Genesis, which is a pretty cool idea. That being said, we don't have a games list right now, so I can't really tell you what is going to be included on this classic console, so we'll have to see how this one goes. And as of right now, those are pretty much the classic consoles that you have to choose from, but I kind of want to shift the conversation to, do we need these miniaturized versions of classic consoles? Right now, in the closet that's next to me, I have 3 PlayStation 1s and a giant box full of games, some of which are included in the list already that has been revealed. So I could viably buy these games for probably about the price that I would be getting them on the PlayStation Classic, because the thing does cost $100 when it releases on December the 3rd. Many people still have a Nintendo Entertainment System, many people still have a Super Nintendo Entertainment System, so why should you buy these miniaturized versions of classic consoles? And to be quite honest with you, they're just freaking cool. So for those that don't know or don't follow me on Twitter, I do host trivia nights at a local brewery, and in a back room they have the classic editions of the SNES and the NES. And let me tell you right now, to be able to grab a beer and go back there and just hang out and play some of these classic games is a fantastic experience. It's literally a small pill of nostalgia. It's fantastic. And so whenever you take that into consideration, you might see these things as a waste of money or a waste of funds or simply a waste of time. But for those that grew up on this kind of stuff, for those that want to go back and experience games from that time period, this is a relatively affordable way to do that, effectively. At this point, the only thing I worry about going forward is that there's going to be an oversaturation of this kind of thing that kind of eliminates the novelty of this idea. Of course, right now, with the PlayStation Classic, the NES Classic, and the SNES Classic, these are pretty good options right here. On top of that, if an N64 Classic came down the pipe, I wouldn't be complaining whatsoever. However, stuff like the Mega Drive Mini begins to make me wonder, do we actually need this many miniaturized versions of classic consoles? I just don't know where to draw the line. Of course, if the consoles have good build quality and if the games run well, then I have no problem with it whatsoever. That's what matters to me. But let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this entire situation. Are you going to be getting the PlayStation Classic? Would you buy the Mega Drive / Genesis Mini? And on top of that, would you be looking forward to an N64 Classic Edition? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you happen to be new to the channel, I do upload new stuff throughout the week, and I have a live gaming news show right here every single weeknight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, thereabouts. So be sure to tune in for that or subscribe to a podcast service, which is linked down below. But I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I will talk to you soon. Peace.